Guys, it's me again, Orcslayer with this. Where we last left off, let's see, checking. Belle and Melissa just got in from a nice little night of relaxing. They went out to a club. Deku got into somewhat of a brawl with another guy. And they sat at a restaurant pretending to be a couple so that way they get free dessert. Meanwhile, during that, David or Mr. Shield was getting things set in order. That way they can make the deal and blah, blah, blah. You know the whole story if you watched it. Sorry. But, to continue onward, I'll send it to a cutback. The mercs are being real fidgety about what they're trying to do. Mr. Shield is trying to get things set in place with that way they can achieve a time and place. But the mercs always back out last minute. As it's like being a meeting called with Shield and Deku. And I guess Melissa there as one of the business partners. Sorry. Deku essentially says this. He's like, I don't like this feeling at all. These guys keep on backing out of the deal again and again and again. Something fishy is going on here. So either they're being pushed into a corner and we're about to give some ammo, weaponry, or whatever you're giving to them to some people backed into a corner. That could end badly, not just for whoever's coming after them, but could end badly for us, especially if everything just goes off like that, like a thing of dynamite. The worst type of animals are the ones that are cornered. These guys keep on putting you off until they are 100% sure. They are, like I said, they're being backed and cornered. They don't have the money, or they're trying to keep us here long enough so they can attempt to kill us to get the money, to get the gear and keep whatever money they have. This is a problem. Alright? Now, the boys and I, the group, me and the Truth will try to keep you safe for as long as possible. But Mr. Shield, we need to know what the group we're coming to meet is, who they are, and what affiliations do they have. Because it's been a stressful week, like I said. They've just been doing guard duty and just keeps on getting delayed and delayed and delayed. Deku, like, they've been there for at least 3 weeks longer than they were supposed to be when it came to meeting up with those guys. Like I said, Mr. Shield extended their stay for a couple of months. So that way they may explore more business ventures. Melissa and him have gone out several times within those couple of weeks. Enjoying the breaks they get. So do the troops. They get time to go off and enjoy themselves on Lithium. They always try to make sure not to cause too much trouble. And they try not to get banned from any place. They never swing at people. People swing at them. They never become a nuisance. They deal with them. They're generally very helpful for a lot of places like bars and such. The maximum he lets off in a single night is 4. The 16 still stay around, so they just sort of rotate. Well, 5 of them. Sorry. 5 of them get to go on break every night, to at least give a squad, well, not every night, but every few days. Like, for instance, 1 squad go, the rest of them stay there. Couple, then 2 nights pass, then the next one goes. Then the next, then the next. And then so on and so on, is how they're doing it. Deku sent a souvenir over to Sarah, which was... Sorry. Which was a silver sari with lithium pretty much engraved into like on the chest to down, like pretty much on the body is lithium inscribed. Deku's talking like using long range transmissions to get in contact with Belle and them. Ida says that thanks to some of their Weasel's connections and such, they've been able to acquire a large enough place to train them, equip them, and for us to hold a base of operations, sort of. We've moved our vehicles and such as the Mako and the drop ships, the Onyx Chariot, such into that position. The rest of us, like, I mainly stay there and defend that place. The rest of us are sort of spread out, as you would say. Sorry, Deku, it's been a long while. We've been getting a few more recruits every now and then, but it's mainly, they come in, they usually come in like groups of 5 or so, like, typical stuff. He's like, and you're also properly screening them to make sure there's no other gang affiliations. He's like, oh, trust me, we've caught a few of those gangs trying to infiltrate, because they're kind of jealous of us right now. But thankfully, we usually are able to identify them. A lot of them use simple tactics, and we always do background research. Don't ask how we got access to those. He's like, Hida, you're breaking more and more laws every day. He's like, well, don't blame me. Being an ex-officer has its perks. I just sort of asked for them because we're trying to establish a security company, and that we wouldn't want any bad eggs get in, as I explained to them. As the cops generally understood, and, they didn't mind handing over the results that they got. It's like, oh, that's a good thing. How's May with her prototypes? She's actually making pretty good strides. She's gotten several different type of mechs at the ready. She's got the not the Bastion, but the Phalanx. There we go. It essentially deploys a giant shield using the Omni tool, and they set him up in locations, and they push forward. They kind of look like, actual just weird, like, soldiers, like in metal armor. They march forward, and they actually have melee options, surprisingly. But right now, they only have the one available. She's saying she's taking it slow with teaching it those combat protocols, but all is well that ends well. What about a few others? Well, she's teaching one how to be a firefighter, essentially. How is she doing that? She's actually talked with several of there's some fire departments around here. She sort of talked with them how she's wanting to revolutionize mechs and such, so that way they can be more useful than just, killing. She wanted them to be able to save lives, as she sort of demonstrated the recovery bots to to Melissa and her father, to Melissa and David. Well, not Melissa and David, but, to a few of the other tech companies that specialize in mechs. And one of them was actually really interested, while the other one wasn't so much. The other one thinks it's a waste of time, but they wouldn't mind sponsoring her, Phalanx one. But the firefighter department are actually willing to actually hire her for the firefighting robot, and the other company is willing to pay to help her with her venture to make training mechs. Well, not training mechs, but healing mechs, So that way, some Alliance, other things can be focused on, because a Alliance soldier takes years to train, but a mech can take a few days to make. May help them cut cost in the long run, but who knows. Then again, the mech has limited knowledge. They aren't, all-knowing. So, that's one of the downsides she pointed out. But, to continue on, May's been able to figure out other things, She's sort of... how do I say this? She's sort of... What is the word I'm looking for? There we go. She sort of, has prepared she's prepared a few more prototype, recovery bots to work at a makeshift hospital at the moment. Yeah, we're getting a few injured we've gotten a few serious injuries here. Thankfully, those robots were on hand, though. Like, a guy cut off his finger. Another guy got his leg crushed, so... Some of these guys, a few of those two are like the lucky ones. The other guy, well, not the lucky ones. They got off better than some would have. Some would have, It's like, got a point there. But how's Krogan and the Turians doing? Oh, now that you mention it, the Krogan here are actually working very well with these Turians. I wouldn't see that in like, what, 1,000? You wouldn't see that in like thousands of years? So. Sorry, Deku. Ugh. Then he goes on to explain the rest of the happenings. Bell is teaching, Kaminari is teaching the marksmen, and Bell is keeping some things orderly around there. May was thinking of training some marksman bots, but Bell said that wouldn't be the best idea. Probably be best to keep those guys at close range, or actually, yes, just close range when it comes to combat. They aren't supposed to take every role of a normal soldier, or fighter in this case. We're technically not soldiers, we're mercs, so it's like, yeah, some people, funnily enough, sorry, things have been late here too, Ida. But funnily enough, a few people, when I walk around in my uniform, quote unquote, people notice the captain's pin. He's like, wait, captain's pin? He's like, oh yeah, David essentially made me captain of the Alamo, so, it's fun. It's like, well, congratulations, Captain. As he just says that with like a bit of joking in his voice, he's like, well, hey, what can I say, Sergeant? It's like, stop it. But as Ida says, but there is one thing bugging me. Who really is in charge of our organization? It's like, we don't really have a head boss, Ida. That's like something we've come to describe. We have places where people like oversee certain aspects. May oversees mechanics and such. Bakugo oversees the Krogan and knows how to utilize them best. You, like I said, help with Turians and training in general. Uraka helps teach some of the others more control over their biotics. And as for me, well, I'm a commander, I guess. I would say, like, I don't really do anything special. I just lead attacks and such is mainly my goal. Azita's like, got a point there. Well, I'll tell everyone you said hi. It's like, you do that. Oh, I gotta go hit the hay for a bit. It's so tiring to deal with some of the stuff I've been dealing around with here. It's like, see you later, Deku. See you later, Ida. As he walks over, gets into bed, and he's like, God, I'm so tired. Yes, it's time to sleep. As he closes his eye, he just falls asleep, just like... Hopefully no one does anything weird. As he's just snoring to himself. As eventually he's woken up by his, like, alarm clock, he's like, back to work. As he turns it off. As he has this routine for several more days until Mr. Shield is like, hey, good news. As they're like, what? Did they finally are they finally arriving for the deal? He's like, yeah. They gave us a location as they send this. This is like, they want us to meet here. It's like, it's hangar 681-B. Alright. That doesn't seem too far from ours. Well, it's quite far, actually. But anyways, as we could... Sorry. Good. Why am I yelling? Deku's like, alright, we'll get everybody up. The drones were set on nighttime duty, so we'll get radio in at the place and ensure that they're ready to go. I'll do that right away, Mr. Shield. And it's like, thanks, Deku. As Melissa like, what's happening? It's like, the boss, well, the mercs are finally making the deal. Radio in to the Alamo to get the supplies ready. We'll be over there in a minute. She's like, oh, I guess I'll get ready too. She's like, alright, Melissa. Oh, God. Damn it. too early for this. It's like, I may be more disciplined, but this still is too late, too early to get up. As then he walks over and grabs his gear and such, and as he goes into radio to the SS Alamo. As he does this, it's like, excuse me, SS Alamo, this is Captain Midoriya, or to you, Captain Deku. I am reporting in that the mercs are ready to make their deal. Fortunately, we have not gotten any form of affiliations from Mr. Shield. So, as preparation, I would like you to be prepared to drop off those mechs at any given notice. We've been able to rent some cargo halls, but we want those mechs dropped in as soon as we need them. So keep sharp for that. As well as be careful. I don't got a good feeling about this. They've been putting it off for too long. Trying to ensure you guys don't get boarded or anything. As then Joker radios in, Roger that, Captain. This is Sero. We have security going at all times. Do not worry about us, sir. As he's like, well, it's good to hear your voice, Sero. It's been a little while, hasn't it? He's like, fuck, I need my coffee. She's like, you get your coffee, sir. We'll be on standby. He's like, good, and Sero, don't be too afraid to come in and pull us out of the fire with your grappling hooks. He's like, no, we'll try to do that, boss. Sero out. It's like, bye, Sero. As in he clicks off of it, saying, alright, let's see how this goes. As then all the lads are rounded up, they acquire a transport, recovery bots and everything. They pretty much aren't abandoning it, actually. Scratch that. They have 10 people with them. They're taking a recovery bot and one of the heavier ones, keeping a recovery bot at the base, at the main location, just in case. Deku's taking an assortment of Turians and humans. The Krogan weren't really assigned to this task. They wanted some people who weren't so eager to fight. Little did they know. But anyways, Deku and them arrive at the place. As Deku's like, Mr. Shield and Miss Shield, may I remind you how this sort of situation's gonna go at? They're like, sure, give us a chance. Listen, as he then speaks. Listen, you guys are Mr., you guys are Miss. You guys are to defend your respective VIPs. Situation worst comes to worst, I'm having them to drop in the specialized mechs. Aside the specialized mechs, or our mechs, they'll be dropping in the Onyx skirmishers. That sounds nice. The Onyx skirmishers will be dropping in. We have at least 12 of them on board, if I remember correctly. And maybe we have a few extra attack dogs lying around. Either way, we'll make sure we're prepped and ready. Understood? It's like, yes, sir. Alright, as then they arrive at the ship, it's like, get the cargo on board. We got almost over 500,000 worth of stuff, top of the line gear here. Let's ensure they get it there, and we'll ensure that's safe. It's like, yes, sir. As then they all fall out. As it's like, boss, what happens if things really do go sideways? I've made it clear. The drones, the Onyx skirmishers are gonna be dropped in, and they're gonna start fighting. We'll try to look for a chance for you guys to escort David, Mr. and Miss out of here safely. I'll stay back and defend alongside the Onyx skirmishers, and we'll give these bastards a good knockout if they attempt anything. It's like, yeah, you got it, boss. We'll make sure these guys get out of here alive. He's like, good. And if anything happens to me, well, sorry. Oof. If anything is to happen to me if anything happens to me, which it damn well won't, you guys are supposed to follow your senior commander, quote unquote, which is, as he pointed out, which is Miss Eyes right here. Yes, I just did that. Sorry if I pulled it out. Sorry, I pulled it out of nowhere, but I thought it would be nice. Miss Eyes here. Miss Eyes is, as we have a flashback, joined up pretty much very soon after the pirates attacked. She saw a few of her two parents were essentially murdered by Batarian raiders, or slavers and such. As during that, they were being rushed over to the Onyx Fortress, which is what people are like referring to it as the name of the Onyx Sentinels were getting around as they defended the warehouse to the death. So they just referred to it as the fortress. As they were arrived there, Eyes almost was almost dragged away by several slavers, as then several sniper shots rang out, just pew, 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 pew. As then Bell rushed over, he had moved forward with several team, with a few mechs to rush out and grab people. He's like, "You okay, ma'am?" And she's like, "I'm good." But my parents, she's like, "Sorry for your loss, but come on." As he pretty much hefts her up, it's like, "Keep moving, backwards, back." As the drones are affirmative, moving back. As they just kept on covering fire, as Bell's like, "Stay down, ma'am." As then he fires again and again, as then several Krogan come pushing up, it's like, "We got you, boss." As they pushed back this little assault. He's like, "Get everyone inside, inside." As it's as he instructs the drones, get those bodies, retrieve them. As they were dragged back, as it's "Sorry for your loss, ma'am, but come on, inside the fortress." As they kept on firing back again and again. It's like, "Well, Miss Eyes, let's hope you'll do quite well here. Understood?" As it's "Yes, sir." She's like, "Yes, sir." I can't do a voice. Save me. As then they drop down, as they secure the area, as it's "Show yourselves, we're supposed to hear for the deal." As a merc leader comes up, as she's like, "So, you the ones we're buying from?" She's like, "No, that would be our employers. But first, protocol. Show us you have the money." As she's like, "Very well." As they bring over a thing full of credits, as they're like, "Well, that looks like enough." As they dig through it to make sure it goes all the way down, boss. "Very well then. Get that loaded on the ship. Start unloading that gear." As she's like, "Sorry for the long time. We kept on having interruptions." It's like, "Yeah, I bet. We've been stuck here for much longer than we wanted to be. But hey, money is money. We'll get the job done and we'll get it. You guys get us the supplies and you'll get paid either. And you'll pay us, you'll get the supplies." It's like, "Very well then. You've already been paid, so give us the supplies." It's like, Yeah, we're getting the stuff unloaded now." As David's like, "Excuse me, but we were curious. What took so long?" It's like, a rival merc group has been trying to kneecap us for ages. With this brand new plan, they kept on getting hold of they've sort of dealt some serious blows lately, but with this gear you gave us, we'll be able to strike back at them and reclaim what's ours. Well, whatever. We don't want any too much trouble, so let's get this shit underway. As they start unloading quickly, as they're like, "So, are you planning on doing business with us in the future?" She's like, "Unfortunately, no. The bosses gave me orders to just do it this once. We try to be self-reliant. Or people based on Helios. Not Helios, sorry, Lithium, I believe is the place. Is it Lithium? I'm pretty sure it's Lithium. Shit, I hope it is." As then they go on to say that they are ready, essentially, that they'll be willing to make as she's saying that word, well, not a, it's a, And as she gets sniped in the head, it's like, "Sniper! Everyone get down!" As then immediately several explosion goes off from several rockets. It's like, "That's happening all around us, boss." As not Melissa, but Eyes throws up a force field around the group as several bullets and rockets fly into the shield as they explode or just fall to the ground. As it's like, get to cover! As the money's been loaded on and the gear was taken over to the people, at least most of it. As it's like, we got several men down! As they're like, help us! As they're trying to crawl to safety as they're firing. Their shields weren't completely activated yet. And if they weren't completely activated, they had some specialized ammo that meant to penetrate shields. So their armor kind of helped them a bit in saving them. So, it's like 3 guys. Well, actually, not 3. 4 people who are on the ground. It's like, oh shit. As it's like, you lads alright? As it's like, we're doing fine, boss. Oh. As they're like, oh, these guys got me in the side. As another guy's like, I feel it. One of these guys hit me in the kneecap. The other one's like, they got me in the arm, but I will be able to still shoot. And as the other one's like, got me in the chest, but it didn't get through my shield. It's just hurt a bit. They hit us with some serious stuff, boss. Like, I can tell. Look over there by the girl. That looks like some serious impact. It pretty much cleared out her entire skull. As they're like, return fire, try to get the VIPs back on board the shuttle. As it's like, yes sir. As it's like, Eyes. She's like, I'm on it. As she throws up a force field around David and Melissa. As their bodyguards get them over. It's like, go, 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 go. As they get on the ship, it's like, get them out of here. We'll deal with these punks. As it's like, very well. As it's like, he radios in. Cargo team, you there? As it's like, yeah, we're here, boss. What's the problem? It's like, get us those mechs right now. We're gonna need those heavily armored ones as well. And the recovery bot. We're pinned down by some serious fire. You need to drop in and get out, understood? As it's like, you got it, boss. We'll be there in a second. It's like, good. Sure you guys don't get blown out of the sky on your way here. Melissa and Mr. Shield are on their way. It's like, roger that, sir. It's like, you heard him, get those things up in there. They should have been armed already. Why weren't they? It's like, sorry, boss. He came in late, and we've been trying to find all of them. A few of them wandered off, got lost on their direction. It's like, well, I don't give a shit. Get them up there. As they start, loading them even more, quickly, arming them, getting everything prepped and ready. It's like, they're ready to go. They just need a commander. As it's like, get in there, fly that shuttle. As it's like, they point over to one of the people. It's like, do you know how to control these? It's like, no sir, we weren't given access to them. Only the captain does. It's like, very well then. Listen, these things need to be activated when you get dropped down. It's like, oh, fine. I'll do it when I get the chance. Just get them over here. It's like, roger that, sir. They get everything loaded up. Deku's like, alright, get everything nice and safe. Let's ensure those boys survive this day, alright? As they're like, yes, sir. As they, start moving over to retrieve their men, it's like, I got 1, I got 2. As it's like, rocket! As then a big explosion happens close to all of them. Several bits of cover are destroyed and a few of the people get thrown away. Same thing with Deku. Thankfully, their shields hold up. It's like, damn it. As Eyes is, right there. Not Eyes, Eyes. As it's like, guns inbound! As, she's about to get fired upon, Deku's like, shit! As he tries to, get in front, as he pretty much tackles her out of the way. As then he's, lit up. As it's like, shit! Getting a lot of bullets. I'd say it around 8. his shields, like I said, barely held up. So after that, they just like started encasing his arm, like getting bits and pieces into his armor. Got one around the shoulder area, one in the arm, going like near the elbow, few in the leg, so that's around 5, and then the rest hit his chest. And you know what? For good thing, I'll say he actually received quite a bit of force from that explosion. His ears is ringing, and his eye may look completely bloodshot. As he's like, what the fuck? And maybe death in one ear. As they pretty much dragged him away, he's like, the boss is bleeding! Get the recovery bot on him! As they, like, drag everyone they can. As they pretty much grab everyone they actually have, and then they're like, get him on board. We got the recovery bots here performing emergency operations. But he doesn't look good. He's got several bullets in him, for Christ's sake. It's like, he'll survive. It's pretty tough. It's like, no, I think he's actually as the robot is like scanning him, it's like liquid starting to infiltrate the lungs, requiring immediate medical care. As it's like, all right, get him in there. As they pretty much set him down in the ship, and they're like, should we go to a hospital? This is like, no way, those guys probably will follow us. Think we can keep him alive while in the ship's med bay? As it's, most likely, if the med bots work around time, it's like, alright then, that's what we're doing. As they throw him in there and get him loaded up, it's like, you're gonna be safe, boss. As it's like, God, how's the cargo? Is Ice fine? Ice is like, I'm fine, Captain. As she's like, just got me in the arm. Nothing too bad. But as she swallows, I bet Miss Bell and the rest of them aren't gonna like this. Like, probably not. Oh, I can't hear anything out of my right side, so try to speak into my left a bit more. It's like, sorry, sir. It's like, it's no problem, Eyes. I'll live. As then they like arrive, as Miss Melissa heard what happened, she's like, oh my god, is he okay? As she rushes over, she's like, it's fine, we just gotta get him going. It's like, she's like, alright, come on, this way. As she's like opening the elevator, as it's like, the med bots are pretty much right behind them, full sprint. The heavier ones are like pretty much, one of the heavier ones got like, well, somewhat damaged, as then they were loaded back on, as it's like, as it says heavy damage, requesting repairs. As it's like voices requesting repairs. Need repairs. Then everyone rushes him into the medical bay, as the only, like, something of a doctor that they have is like there. He's like, what the hell happened to him? He's like, oh, deal didn't go south if that's what you're thinking, and third party came and screwed everything up. Seems to be a running trend with us. Well, as it's like a third party came around, just screwed everything up. As Deku chuckles like, that seems to be a running gag with our gig. Oh. She's like, it's most definitely. As the robots read off what they have, and it says a few broken bones, several and serious concussive force, blunt trauma to the head. Requests immediate medical care and better equipment to perform operation. It's like, see, alright, get this armor off him. As they like strip him of his armor, as I guess Melissa's there, she's like, oh. As he's pretty much under the armor, he's like pretty much only, I don't know, actually, do they wear anything else under their armor? That's a good question. Or do they only like have their underwear and such? So when they take like his armor off, he's like wearing a pair of underpants and pretty much a white tank top. As she's like, oh, as he's got a few scars on his arms, like I said, a few scars essentially. As it's like, get this clothing off them. As they like take it off, and then they notice, oh, there's more than just one scar. As he's got cuts all over his like top body, but it's not like gruesome cuts. It's just like small little nicks and knacks, where a few guys try to stab him, and they even see the one where the guy tried to stab him like through the ribs. You know, typical stuff, as they're like, shit, he's been through the ringer. As then the doctor's like, medical bots, I need my, I need some adrenaline. It's like, adrenaline already administered. It is why he is still conscious. Sorry, no robot voice here. As then it's like, very well then, as they continue to operate on him, it's like, see, here. As they like get all the bullet casings out, and then they like blunt, well, the trauma witness to the head, as they like start examining it. Oh, that's not good. As he's like, it looks like he cracked, like broke some of the part of his head right here. But with this technology, as like administering med gel, putting him in a cast, they get him quite squared away. He's like, he's lucky he isn't dead right now, so that's his plot armor, essentially, for this. He's used his plot armor for the day, for his time. No more. Everything's pure luck, I guess. But this, I don't know how high of a chance this would have killed someone in real life. But thankfully, due to the medical bots there and their knowledge of keeping people alive, he was able to be kept alive and treated on board the ship. As then they're all as they pretty much, as soon as they get to clear, they back out of that place because they don't want another thing pinned on their back. So as they get themselves out there, they have the money and they gave off the gear to that other group. So, the thing is still rated, as it's like, wait, don't forget about the people at the base. As it's like, oh shit. As in they like blast over there, it's like, alright, get everyone in here. As like I says that, as it's like, whoa, what's going on? It's like, things went south with the deal. We got the money, we traded supplies, we're getting everything. Grab all the gear and get out of here. As like, hang on, where's the boss? It's like, yeah, he got injured during the deal. Thankfully, he's alive. As it's like, okay then. As everyone like gets double time, triple time even. As everything's taken care of, they get all the stuff packed up and ready to go, and then they set off. Now, sorry. That being said, like I said, they get out there and get back. As then it's like, oh, as like they look over the thing, and it's like, well, the Onyx Sentinels get a notification of job complete. As it's like, all right, let's contact them. As Bell's like, all right, I'll contact them. As then they contact them up, hey, Deku. As it's like in Deku's little office, like, Deku. As he's like talking with Shield, or well, yeah, David or Melissa. It's like, excuse me, hello, this is Saro, pilot of the SS, the Alamo. May I know who's contacting us? This is Bell Midoriya, one of the commanders of the Onyx Sentinels. Can you please tell me what happened? Where's my brother at? He's like, patching you to recovery now, sir. As he's like patching him in there, as it's like, can someone tell me what's happening with my brother? As he's like, sorry, sir. As they like see him, as it's like a screen, it's like, Deku, what happened? Like, as he's like passed out, as Melissa like, sorry, the deal, a third group came out of nowhere and attacked us. It seems that, he's like, when is our bad luck gonna end with these deals? Anytime, like, it's almost every other time we try to do a deal that should be easy, things turn out bad. How? As it's like, I don't know. As she's just like sitting by his bed, she's like, but the doc says he'll be okay. In the recovery box, made sure he survived long enough, but you may have some things. It's like, oh really? Like what? Well, he got hit bad with a higher-powered not higher-powered rocket, but a high-powered shot. A few high-powered rifle shots to the knee, to the elbow, and to the shoulder. The doc says he's gonna need cybernetics to keep some of that stuff, like, good. As it's like, yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. It's like, yeah, you got a point there, so. As then they explain it that, it's like, well, fine. But listen, I'm putting him in your care. Make sure he comes back to me. I don't want to tell my mom that, so, you know. It's like, will do, Belle. It's like, thanks. Anyways, he's alive. It's like, yes, he's alive. He'll stay alive. Yes. Good then. Bell's peace. And sure, he stays alive. And how much do we make from this? It's like 500,000. He's like, well, the company will benefit from this. Include Deku a bonus. Like we intended to. That's it's like, good. And you'll cover his fees? It's like, yes, we'll cover everything. As Melissa says, I'll pay for it out of my own pocket if I have to. It's like, you do that. Anyways, Bell out. Bye, Bell. As then they cut it off. And that's where I'm going to end this one off at. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. Sorry. Hope y'all continue to enjoy it. And I hope y'all have a nice day, nice night, nice life.